I will admit it for this point, Toad, you seem to able to actually keep on looking at the map just to see where you're supposed to go for the actual main woods itself. But I'm pretty sure enough, though, you'll pretty much find a way out just fine enough as it is. So, hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Mario here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch, specifically in Luigi's Blue World mode. So, last time, I believe, we did manage to able to play Luigi's Blue World in the Sand Kingdom. So today, we're about to begin with the next kingdom where it comes to Luigi's Blue World, and this time around, we're going to be playing through Wooded Kingdom. So even then, and then once again, I just keep on, like, pressing the actual, fight it mode as opposed to hide it mode, because I keep pressing the A button rapidly so I can get the actual text box, usually just get this over with. But regardless of such, once again, just like the forms of how it does it in Cascade Kingdom, we'll try to able to do hide it mode at some point after we've done quite a few matches where it comes, or in this case for this matter though, after we've done several segments where it comes to fight it mode. So either way though, yeah, not much else to really talk about this, I'm afraid, guys, apart from the fact that today's day is the forms of, the 2nd of December today, and let me retry that, because, well, I just totally forgot I need to do a faster strategy right here, so even then I will try that again. Now, I'm hoping it's going to be on the exact same spot, which I'm sure enough it has to be. So either way, though, at least regardless, I managed to accomplish that at least, so yeah, anyway, though, today's day is the forms of, the 2nd of December today, in this case in 2019, the 2nd day of December so far, so naturally speaking, we've got about 23 days to go until Christmas, and especially noticeable about the fact that today, in the UK version anyway, is that Mario Kart 7 has been out for about 8 years now, whilst in forms of yesterday, that I'm presuming Sonic and Sylvester has not mentioned about this before, that the Japanese release of Mario Kart 7, it has also been out for 8 years now. I mean, geez, the time itself just managed to come fly by, despite the fact that we've already got some of those retro tracks to make its return during the forms of, and why do I just manage to go all the way from here? I'm supposed to go, I would say slightly over there, but I have no idea where the balloons are, because let me tell you right off the bat though, I'm guessing it's probably inside right here. Which, sure enough though, I'm pretty sure that's why I managed to figure this out. So if you couldn't tell already, by the fact that with the actual videos of Luigi's Blue World, has actually got a little bit of a different cycle of terms, because if you couldn't tell already, that I was supposed to be able to bring us into ourselves into numbered parts, but instead of those kinds of systems like this, I'm actually going to be switching it over to the actual the title of the videos themselves into Luigi's Blue World, in which different kingdoms we're going to be exploring onto, because that's the reason why, about the fact that, yeah, the actual likes and dislikes on the actual video series, apart from the first part, that is pretty much got a mixed bag in between. So I thought to myself, yeah, I might as well able to actually just to go and just do with the actual text of the actual kingdom, and especially noticeable with no parts whatsoever. So although it will be still parts here and there, especially noticeable how the fact that we almost nearly at the you know, the halfway point on Luigi's Blue World, and especially noticeable we're actually still getting close towards the end of this Let's Play for sure, but, you know, it just might give me some time when it comes to, like, doing these other editing and stuff, because I'm sure enough, though, that seems the case. So, no idea why I just managed to go through here, though, but, and also I'm pretty much low on time, so, yeah, that's as far as it will go. So even then, another thing I want to talk about this is the fact that, well, as for this point in time, for those of the Dragon Ball Z / Dragon Ball Super fans, like myself included, recently about the fact that, oh, you kidding me, there was a balloon right there. Oh, jeez, I lost my combo for doing so. I guess I might as well try that again at some point in another point later, but, let's pick a different balloon. you know what, let's give this one a shot. So even then though, because at this point in time, we're almost getting quite close when it comes to the actual collecting moons and all that stuff. However though, something's worth mentioning though, when it comes to any other balloons as far as worth noting for. I don't feel we can able to get 999 power moons for the sake of the forms at the end of the actual, the Moon Kingdom per se, because at this point in time, since we keep on buying like 10 of those power moons every time whenever we go to Luigi's Blue World for the sake of each kingdom so far, well, we're usually still on the, the next kingdom, which is essentially the 5th kingdom when it comes to dealing with Luigi's Blue World. But I'm presuming after this though, we're going to be moving on to the Lake Kingdom, and after that it will be the Lost Kingdom, and yeah, and vice versa though, really though, because the only kingdoms that you can't do is of course the Cloud Kingdom and the Ruined Kingdom, because those kingdoms seems to have, you know, shorter amount of, basically for everything. So, apart from those side of things though, is the fact that, well, the reason why the actual Cloud Kingdom and the Ruined Kingdom aren't even, aren't available when it comes to Luigi's Blue World is that, obviously, those two kingdoms doesn't seem to have the regional coins. So, I think that's entirely one reason about the fact that we're actually going to be skipping over the Ruined Kingdom and the Cloud Kingdom, because, well, obviously, there's not much to do in that particular kingdoms at this point, because, you know, we are basically done with the entire kingdoms retrospectively. So, although there's one thing I should probably point things out right away, there was that one particular capture thing that I sort of missed out for the sake of the actual Let's Play of this game, which I'll point things out during tomorrow, because, well, not now though, because I'm mainly focusing on, Luigi's Blue World as it is. But, hopefully by the time for tomorrow, or, no, not tomorrow, because I think Piglet is actually going to be going back into Toy Story 2, which I think you are practically going to wrap things up with that Let's Play at some point on this Thursday. So even then, hopefully we'll get these Let's Plays done, especially noticeable during the same weekend, or in this case in this weekend I should say, ranging from the 7th of December all the way up to, well, the 8th of September, or 8th of December I should say. It will be the conclusion to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Let's Play, or in this case in this matter though, Mario Kart 8/Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, mind you. But even then though, for the majority of any other uploads, it's going to be for Super Mario Odyssey, and there are rare occasions where Kingdom Hearts Final Mix videos will be up at some form or another. So, that's just how the actual pattern is though, especially noticeable actually, and so whenever we get to, let's just say on the 19th of December, right until, close to Christmas time, hopefully we can able to do the last redo Let's Play, and at this point in time, by the end of the year, well, we can able to do the final Let's Play of that specific year, despite with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Let's Play, finishing conclusion is not going to be ended until, let's just say, during 2020. Well, there's one little downside that I think I should probably talk to you guys about something, is that, well, I don't know if we can able to do it on an individual video or something like that, but let's not talk about it right now, because I'm sure many people already know what I'm gonna, talk about this at this point. After, few moments notice, especially noticeable, that's when, copper starts to come in. And as a result for this kind of stuff though, that just seems kind of worried me, because even then, we'll point things out whenever we get to, specifically the later day, but, not now though, because even then though, we'll, not gonna mention about this too much until when 2020 is getting close. So, could be good news or bad news. I would say it'll probably be bad news indeed, because, well, for those of you wondering, since if you're following for our channel for the past few years or something like that, well, not necessarily in the first year of the forms of the Maxi Toys itself, but to me more accurate is the forms of, let's just say, in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 2017, and 2018, and recently this year, they do realize about the fact that we are part of gaming, of course. Like, stuff like showing you guys the Let's Plays of certain, games and all that stuff, most notably with the Kirby series, as well as the forms of the Mario games, Sonic games, Super Monkey Ball games that we haven't sort of done all these years, apart from the fact that we need to do some occasional redo Let's Plays for the time, such as, well, for instance, Piglet has already done Banana Blitz recently, specifically on the Wii version, while we're going to be doing with the HD version at some point or another, and eventually at this point next year we can do Step and Roll redo Let's Play too, and especially noticeable with Super Monkey Ball 3D, because, well, we're not gonna mention about this too much, spoilers territory, when we get too close to Christmas time, so even then, that's just for my personal theory around here, so even then I just want to classify that. So, no matter what though, let's just go ahead and do with, I can't remember what, yeah, let's give Christian a shot for that specific balloon placement, and I guess I get the strong theory that it's going to be in exactly the same location as from before, or the previous balloon that we've done, so hopefully we'll check on that. So, another thing I want to point out is the fact that, yeah, with the forms of, as I mentioned this before, about for those of you that are fans of Dragon Ball Z, as well as Dragon Ball Super recently, they do notice there's actually a new fighter is about to be getting itself its release date, and especially noticeable with a brand new trailer for the actual Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, someone's been playing Pokemon Shield recently, which is, another version of Generation 8, which I still not gonna pick it up because of the lack of Pokédex system. Well, despite that, however, though, at least the only good thing about the Pokédex system, or will admit though right away, is the fact that they did actually bring some of these Pokemon back, such as, for instance, Celebi, which I always intend to enjoy, especially noticeable with Jirachi, and especially noticeable with Keldeo, but there's only one or few exceptions, mind you, which is specifically Manaphy, Shaman, and especially noticeable with, well, I would say Victini, as well as, Deontay or something like that, or perhaps maybe because, well, I don't know, well, at least Mew was still involved, as well as Mewtwo and stuff, but, it's just a shame about the fact that they cut out most of the actual Pokemon from the previous generations and all that stuff, and that just makes me feel like, it's not enough, it's definitely not enough, to make this a much more of a superior, Pokemon experience, because after all, although there are some good highlights about the forms of Sword and Shield, actually, which I must be honest here, is that, well, the graphics might be a little bit more of a far cry to the forms of the 3DS installments, mind you, because of the repeated same animations as in, the previous games and all that stuff, and some of these graphics do look a bit more out of like a Nintendo 64 game, such as these trees, and also the ground textures, all that stuff. But apart from those side of things though, the Pokemon looks on them is actually pretty good. Like, especially noticeable with the starter Pokemon, so even then, or to be more specifically, the new ones they actually introduced, which, sure, that game has been out for quite a while, actually, though, so even then, I don't know what version I'm gonna get for this point, but I'm not exactly ready for that yet, because, obviously, I have to able to complete certain amount of Nintendo Switch games so far, especially with, well, I would classify for saying by the forms of, well, I'm not exactly sure if I was going to be able to do with, I get a strong feeling is that one of those balloons is, yep, it's going to be just right down there. Because I almost thought to myself there's going to be one of those balloons inside the actual 2D sections, but we'll point that out whenever we come across into one of them, so seems that so far we don't have that much stars so far, which is very unlikely, because even then, unlike in the Sand Kingdom, that we did manage able to gather about, I would say about 3 stars at minimum, so at least even then though, this time around though, for the sake of this kingdom, we didn't get that much of it though somehow. But I digress. Let's go for this balloon next, and let's see what this fuss is all about. So yeah, apart from those side of things though, with, with Broly, well in this case for this matter though, I would classify for saying as, well, just Broly in general from Dragon Ball Super, you do realize about the fact that he's going to be a playable character in Dragon Ball FighterZ for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, which I think, sort of speaking of such, is the fact that he will be releasing until, this Thursday, so even then though, which is roughly the exact same time as when eventually Piglet might actually finish up with his Let's Play of Toy Story 2, so even then though, kudos to that. So even then, though, I guess I need to restart that because, well, I soon to realize is that one of those balloons is actually inside there. And plus, you can't really ground pound through those little grey hard blocks for sure, because the only way you can destroy them is the fact that you need to use those little, well, onion enemies for sure. But oh well, though, kudos to that though, I suppose. So, anywho though, another thing is what I talk about with the forms of everything else for this part, well, to be honest with you, there's not much else I can say about this here. Well, hopefully there will be the Game Awards announcements during later on though, specifically whenever we get back into this though at some point. But we don't know exactly what kingdom are we going to be able to discuss upon at such. But I would say until when we get to the point until on, let's just say on next Thursday. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday I should say. And speaking of the forms of you know, with the Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Let's Play is almost going to be finished for the sake of our channel. I believe it's going to be one of those parts is going to be releasing and during the exactly same day as when, well, I will let Sonic and Sylvester will talk more on that later until whenever those two manage to get back into that though. So even then, something's worth mentioning, by the way, is the fact that, for this point in time, is the fact that I just don't think I can able to discuss upon some new stuff and what have you, because at this point in time, that I don't think we can get ourselves a new Nintendo Direct until at some point next year. So even then, no, that's fine by me, because I think they're gonna go for the exactly the same pattern as the forms of how it does on the, well, let's just say new forms of the previous year, which is on 2018/2017 and stuff like that, which I like to call it the Nintendo Switch era. So even then, because usually back in during the forms of 2012 or anything like that. Actually, let me just go ahead and quit this because I have no idea what that balloon is going to be placed on. But hopefully we'll give it another try at some point. But for now on though, let's go ahead and hide it. So even then, you know what, let's just go ahead and go over here, and then I would able to use this guy here, so that way we can able to glide through certain parts of the entire kingdom. I would try to, a little bit more of a moron, trying to able to place it on top of that cage over there, but let's not make it a little bit too easy for other players across the world. Let's make it entirely impossible, although I'm sure enough most people seem to already know what I'm going to be hiding it from, so even then though, that might be seems commonly enough. So even then though, we'll just try to place one of my balloons over there. So hopefully though, that we can able to get some more of those coins, or assuming if so, because well, sometimes I like to able to actually hide in for those very difficult parts, or sometimes easy parts for certain kingdoms. Sometimes possibilities were endless, I'm telling you. So anyways though, I get a strong feeling with the next balloon I'm going to be finding is actually somewhat over there maybe? Or, no, that's definitely not the right way. Let me try this way. Oh jeez, I really have no idea where the next balloon is. Oh, it's right down there, right onto that spinning wheel contraption thingy. Oh jeez. You know what, let's give this another shot. So hopefully we can get ourselves a good start, for starters anyway. So let's go and spin jump and roll at the same time, and whee! And hopefully we can get ourselves a balloon in the process in the fastest time as possible. So yeah, how about that then, huh? But hopefully we can able to get some more coins back after failing for several moments notice. And hopefully we need to get some more coins though. We still need to max out our coins counter up to, you know, 9,999 coins as such. Because hopefully I need to spend some more of those power moons each time whenever we finish the actual Luigi's Balloon World sessions. Especially noticeable with, of course, some new costumes to show off. So, yeah, you probably get the idea of how this is going. So, alright, so why do I keep bashing into the wall like a moron? Oh, jeez, I have no idea. And I get a feeling it's gonna be... No, it's definitely not there, but it's definitely right down here. Oh, so close! I was literally so close to able to get that balloon over there with a short amount of time. Oh, jeez, we'll try that again. Alright, you got me there, Thomas, you got me there. Anywho though, let's try that again, and hopefully, I know exactly where that is though. It's just that, well, sometimes though, if you try to find those balloons as quickly as possible with a short amount of time, it's just insane, I'm telling you. It's just insane. But I digress though. About with the forms of the final capture enemy for specifically in this entire game, you know, I'm gonna be saving up for the next video of Luigi's Bloom Worlds, because as far as I'm aware, I need to take care of other things though first before I do anything like this, so... But you know, let's go ahead and do with, you know, for the sake of this balloon again, and hopefully we could, you know, try to able to gather some more coins at such by 2 seconds to spare. Nice one. So, hopefully by that time, I think I'm actually gonna do one more as such. Tell you what though, I think since we so close to able to get that coins amount, you know what? We'll just go ahead and finish that session off with this particular mode in the Wooded Kingdom. Strangely enough, it takes us somewhat higher and above, but usually for the sake of being, we're now going back down right here. But before we're able to buy anything though, for the sake of this shop, we'll just go ahead and grab some more coins until we exactly reached up to that specific maximum amount. Because, you know, I always like doing that, especially noticeable every time whenever we finish the actual kingdoms themselves, when it comes to specifically Luigi's Blue World's case. So, yeah, you probably get the idea for that. So, anyway, so I think that's pretty much enough as it is. So we got maximum amount of coins as we can able to hold up for. So I think we should now go ahead and spend on something, such as, of course, the power moons themselves, especially noticeable with some new costumes that we can definitely try those during the later kingdoms and such. So, but don't worry folks, we'll get to the actual processing of Super Mario Odyssey as quickly as we can, but hopefully that will be certainly a guarantee if possible. So even then, and let's just go ahead and buy some costumes, such as, well, I'm also able to purchase, let me see around here, no matter what though, let me just go ahead and purchase the Super Mario Sunshine outfit. Specifically, the shirt, what I was mostly familiar with, especially with the sunglasses. And we'll save that until for later kingdom, specifically somewhat in the holiday vibe. And as far as the final purchases for the sake of this run, or the sake of this kingdom rather, I'm going to be purchasing the Conduct costume on, so even then we can able to eventually show that off and during at some point as well in the future. So that probably seems the bet. So even then, I'm pretty sure we basically done for this point. So anyway, so let's go ahead and hit back into the Odyssey, and we're probably never gonna able to, well, aside from able to finding the final capture enemy, hopefully we can able to actually conclude this particular kingdom. So hopefully we might as well do that in the next video. So don't worry, we will find that. We will find him no matter what. So, anyways, let's go ahead and set sail. And as you can tell, we now got 930 of those power moons so far, which is still big, but at least we got about, I think, we got about 69 of those power moons left. So, relatively speaking, we're actually getting pretty close. So, even then, no chances are, we might as well still get more until by the time, for the sake of the forms of the ending sessions, when it comes to, you know, the Bloom Worlds and such. So anyways though, I think we should probably change our costumes again, so even then though, this time around, we'll go ahead and change into ourselves into, let's go back to Waluigi's costume again, so that way we can able to see Waluigi fans happy again. So, yeah, you probably get the idea. So, I guess we'll pretty much get things off here. So, join me next time on Let's Play Super Mario Odyssey in Luigi's Bloom World. Is the fact that we're going to be doing on to Luigi's Bloom World in the Lake Kingdom. So, hopefully we can gather some more coins from here on. So, see you guys then. Later, fellas.